my existence. Now, hear me out. Now, this is my brother. Makes sense. We're both white, blonde hair, whatever. What's the big deal? Now, this is my mom. It's like, okay, well, she's brown hair, recessive genes. It's still possible. However, this is my dad. So, why am I white? Here's a family photo from 2007, in case you don't believe me. There's little me. And yes, my dad is full black. So can someone please explain to me the Punnett Square? Because from my understanding, I should not look like this. Again, why am I white? And not only white at that, why am I blonde too? Because that makes no sense. You know how confusing it is when I have to fill out paperwork and there's no other option for the race or ethnicity part? I can't put that I'm black or African American because they'll think that's some sick joke. But when I put white, I feel like I'm lying.
Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to start by saying, Call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kwakadash. Double honor to my apostle, elder, the great millstone, the top of this truth, and that rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect out there laboring on and believing in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kwakadash, to USA Shalom. This is the brother Amawan from the GMS Charlotte camp, coming back with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kwakadash. And this video is a clear example showing you that, our people have been, they've been scattered throughout the whole four corners of the world, and that we look like every other nation, but our seed line still, is dependent on the Father. So if you are so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American descent, you are Israelite, but just because you don't look like that does not mean that you are not an Israelite, man. And this video is a good example of that, man, because this woman who looks like a so-called white woman, you can clearly tell that she has the spirit of an Israelite, man, all right? Because as she's shown her family, you see that her dad is a so-called Negro, all right? So-called black, what you want to say, man, But this is a perfect example of an Israelite foreigner, all right? That doesn't like your typical Israelite, but you can clearly tell by her spirit that she is a Jake, man, all right? And like I said, man, the proof of that your father determines who you are, man. This is Numbers 1:18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names from 20 years old upward by their polls. All right? So it says that your seed line determines who you are, man. And as you saw from her seed line, her father was a so-called Negro, so that proves that she's a Jake. And you can obviously tell by her spirit that she is an Israelite, man, all right? So showing, hey, our people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and it says that our people going to look like, all the other nations, man, because our seed was mingled amongst the heathen, man, all right? Get that real quick. It's the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 7. Since the days of our fathers have we been in great trespass unto this day, and our iniquities have our kings and our priests been delivered into the hands of the kings of the land, to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is this day. All right? And so as you saw with this woman, she is clearly a confusion of face, man, because she looks like a heathen. She looks like a Edomite, but you can clearly see that she is a Jake because of, first and foremost of her spirit. But when she actually pulled out the receipts, you see her father is a so-called black man, all right? So she's a Jake, man. She's an Israelite, man, But because our people have sinned against Yahweh Shem Shah, we have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And so our people, come in all different shades and forms, man. All right, we look like, all the other nations, man. You're going to have Israelites that look like Edomites, that look like Elamites, that look like Hamites, that look like Moabites, Ammonites, the whole nine, man. But through the Spirit, they are all Israelites that, if their seed line goes back to, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man, because that's part of the curses that we were going to be scattered, man, This is the book of Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even to the other, And there thou shalt serve other gods, and neither thou nor thy fathers have known even wood and stone. So the point being that Yahweh Shema Shai scattered us amongst all the people. So we've been pretty much put everywhere in the earth, man, because it tells you that Israel is as the sand of the sea. And one thing about Israel, man, all right, our people are very fruitful. All right, we love women, we love sex, man. So our seed has been mingled amongst all the nations, man. But as I said, you know, hey, Israel's gonna come in all shapes and forms, man, because we have laid down with the heathen, all right, and now our children are gonna come forth looking like the heathen do, man. Jeremiah 12:9. It says, "Mine heritage is as unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour." Right. So it says that our heritage is as unto a speckled bird, man, which means that our people are gonna come looking like all the nations, man. Because Israel is the biggest nation in the world now, because hey, we are everywhere, man. You know, and just because you don't look like your typical so-called Negro to you Native American, that doesn't mean that rules you out for being an Israelite, man. Because it's all determined by the spirit. We're not looking off the fleshly means, man. All right, your spirit will let it be known if you were an Israelite or not, man. Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. All right, that's why you have the men of the Lord out here, first and foremost, bringing out the word. And if you are an Israelite, you're going to be drawn to this word, man. But aside from that, which is the most defining factor, you can tell an Israelite by the way they carry themselves, man. All right, they have a certain swag about themselves, man. The way they uphold themselves, all that is going to show you that you were Israelites. Brothers can all attest throughout their walks, man. When they came across somebody that looked like a heathen, but they knew in their spirit there was something different about them because they were Jakes, man. You know. And another way you can tell is by the way our people, they do things that's in the law, but they didn't know it was in the law, man. For an example, you know, a lot of us not knowing that circumcision was a part of our customs, you know, have been circumcised and has circumcised our children, man. But that's because hey, the laws that's in us, man. That it's in our spirit to do that, man. Okay, and the proof of that, let me find it. Um, Bear with me real quick. Romans 2:14. It says, "For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature things contained in the law, these not having the law are a law unto themselves." Right. So the law, has been, in our is imprinted in our spirit. So there's certain things that we do not knowing that it was the law, you know, that we do. Like I just named, man. Circumcision, man. You know, you got a lot of our people, knowingly, ate our meat with no blood in it because we know eating bloody meat goes against the law, statutes, and commandments that Yahweh Shema Shai gave us. Jake has consciences, when it comes to doing things such as committing adultery, you know, defrauding their brother and things like that, man, because the laws are in us because Yahweh Shema Shai's spirit is within us, man. So when you read this word Gentile, man, it's talking about Israelite foreigners, man, not other nations, man. All right, but you have to try the people's spirits, man. To show that they're Israelites, man. All right. Let's lead to this next precept. All right. This is 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. All right, and so especially when it comes to this word, this proves, if an Israelite is an Israelite, or if he's a heathen, man. All right, because when they hear this word, man, it does something to their spirit. Now, whether they're a 2/3 or not, it will still reveal if they're Israelite or not, man, because you could tell. Like I said, by the way they uphold themselves, man. All right, you could tell whether they're an Israelite or they're a heathen, man. But like I said, man, our people have been scattered throughout the four corners, so they're gonna come in all shades, shapes, and forms, man. But at the end of the day, all right, how about Shemal Shah said that, you know, when deliverance happens, you're gonna see Israelites, that look like other nations getting delivered too, but they're gonna be delivered because they are Israelites, man. All right, get the point. Um, this is Revelation 7:9. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude that no man could number, of all nations, kindreds, and peoples, and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand. Now, when you read this, you know, with no understanding, you would take it as, the Lord's gonna come and save everybody like the world has told you. Now, when you do your scholarship and actually go into these words, man, all right, I believe it's the word kindred. Okay, the word kindred, it says in the New Testament, all persons descending from one of the 12 tribes of the patriarch Jacob. So this is talking about Israelites, man. So all the one that you saw, it says that they saw get delivered from all nations and kindreds. It's talking about Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations, but they're actually Israelites, man. All right. Another example of that, go to the book of Acts. It's either 1 or 2. So bear with me real quick while I find this. Okay, it's chapter 2 then. uh, okay, this is Acts chapter 2, verse, I'm starting at verse 7. I'm starting at 6, actually. Matter of fact, I'm starting at 5. Okay, this is Acts 2 and 5. Now there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under the sun. It's like under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And here now we, every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and in Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt and the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians, do we hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh Shem Shah. Now these are Israelites, as it stated back in verse 5. You know, all these different nations that were named, these were Israelites that came from those respected lands, man. All right. So that showed that, hey, Israel's gonna come in all shape, form, and fashion, man. But at the end of the day, they're still Israelites, man. All right. And when the Lord will come to deliver His people, as you just seen in Revelation 7, all right, He's gonna do a great deliverance in the whole world, man. Which I'm gonna give you a couple scriptures to prove that. I'm gonna close it out. All right, Jeremiah 23:2. It's like yeah, I'm sorry, 2. Jeremiah 23:2. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Shem Shai, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my Slakia. Verse 3, no, is my point. Slakia. It says, And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again unto their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. All right? So Yahweh Shem Shai is going to gather the remnant, the elect, out of all the countries that we have been scattered, man. And He's going to bring us back into the land of Israel, man. And we shall be fruitful and increase. We're gonna spread our seed all throughout the earth. Again, man, the kingdom. We're gonna come back into Yahweh Shem Shai and be His people once again, man. All right, forsaking those different guys as you read in the curse of Deuteronomy 28, man. Because it said that we was going to be scattered and serve other gods that our fathers have not known, of wood and stone, man. So we're going to forsake those idols, and I'll come back and serve Yahweh Shem Shai in spirit and truth, man. And my last one, Deuteronomy 28. It's like Ezekiel 28:25. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Shai, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them, in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given my servant Jacob, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgment upon all those that despise them round about, them, and they shall know that I am the Lord their power. So the Lord said He's going to gather Israel from amongst everywhere that we've been scattered, and sanctify us in the sight of the heathen, man. All right, He's gonna put us back in our land, which is the land of Israel. All right, and build the kingdom, because Israel is gonna be the pretty much the home base, for lack of better words, for the kingdom, man. But we're gonna have the whole earth, and all Israel is gonna dwell in peace in the kingdom, man. Okay. So with that, just proving to the point, man, that Israel is gonna come looking like, you know, all the other nations, not just so-called Negro Latino Native Americans. All right. So the elect, like, we've been scattered throughout everywhere, man. So when that great deliverance happened, that's what it means when it says that you're gonna see all nations getting beamed up in those chariots, man. Those are gonna be Israelites that look like the other nations, man. All right, but their spirit proved that they're Israelites, man, because they're being delivered. So I pray this was edifying. Until next time, I'm gonna close it out by saying, "Call Halayim like Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kwakwadash." Double honors to my apostle elders, the great millstone, that taught me this truth and that rule well. Peace, salutation to the elect. Shalom.